Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network as we take on the final round in round 2, the Milwaukee Mile. There we go. That should work. That perfect. I know it looks a little over top there, but final round of round 2. Here tonight as they take on 130 laps, go a little race day information, then I'll get you the updated points going into this round. So as you see here, the current track temp is 99 degrees. It is 1 mile. The current weather is 79 degrees Fahrenheit, 57% humidity. It is partly cloudy with 11 mile per hour wind. So they do give 50% fuel, 3 sets of tires plus the ones you start on, 135 laps, 135 miles. They do get 1 quick fix and 3 attempts at a green-white checker. Now I will pull up the overall standings going into tonight's race. And as we see right here, Brandon Moore is going in to this race by 9 points. Then you have Zach Rongich behind 9. Raiders sitting P3. Dion Johnson 4th. All right, so the points are a little tight. So that is that going into the trucks playoffs to round 3. So we'll get our little ticker up here. So, oh, that ain't gonna show nothing. This does. It is a little disjointed here. That is for short. Got our track map here. It's just another weird New Hampshire. So yeah. Should be an interesting race. The first time these boys
Hello, Brian. Do you have a copy of me?
Yes, I do.
10-4. Didn't mean to interrupt you there, but yes, this is a very odd-shaped track for the corners. Very hard for the drivers to hit the apex, but if you can hit the apex just right through the center of the corner, get down there towards that yellow curbing, it might be beneficial, help you turn a little bit better. These trucks awful tight here this evening at the Milwaukee Mile. 135 laps tonight, 135 miles as well. So take into consideration, Brian, that these trucks, I was hearing from the garage area, these trucks are only going to get anywhere between 32 to 37 laps of fuel. 37 would be extremely pushing it, clutching it, turning it off, whatever they can do to save the fuel. I've heard reports of shifting just to get it to turn a little bit. It's very tight through basically entry. If you back up the corner just a little bit more than you think you should, I guess you could say, you would have a better entry and hopefully arc through the corner, and that's what you want. You want to be able to diamond, just get down there and pivot and then have a good run off. Here is the starting lineup, Brian.
Yes, so P1 would be Zach Rongich, P2 would be AJ DeMarzo, P3 would be
luck,
Brandon
everyone.
Moore. Oh. That's
Good luck. Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
my bad, my apologies. P4 would be Nick Rader, P5 would be Skylar Sixton, P6 would be Matt Hunsaker, P7 would be Dion Johnson, P8 would be Alan Duranko, P9 would be Ernest King, P10 would be Brian Schwartz, P11 would be Joe Stite, P12 will be Robert Amaro, P13 would be Zach Deuscher, P14 would be Justin Steves, P15 would be Philip Bridgman, P16 would be Josh Small, P17 would be Jaden, P18 will be Randy. I always forget to turn off the that audio.
Well, Brian, it is, as far as I'm concerned, okay. I didn't really hear anything From my end of the audio hearing, I didn't hear anything. If there was something said, um, tire wear will be an issue. This track very abrasive, and in total, 4 sets of tires. What you start the race on or qualify on, then what you have in the garage or slash pit stall, and so gotta know when to put the tires on. Uh, how long you can go with your tires as well. Gonna have to try to make some of these last longer than you. I heard reports of maybe uh, about after 20 laps or so, they are just dreadful to drive. It becomes a handful, but we'll just have to see how all these truckers cope with it. 18 here tonight to grid up and take the opening pace lap. Love to see it. Always love to see fields at least, bigger than 12 to 15. That is always a good sight. Milwaukee Mile, not really a popular track, but it is. Well, I mean, for some it's not. I love it. It's a great track, in my opinion. But opinions are opinions. The Chevrolet iRacing, whatever you want to call it, pace truck, because it's not a Ford. It doesn't look like a Toyota. It really looks like a Chevrolet. But it will dart off here, pit road. Got to be careful. It is right as you come on to turn or the straightaway here, and then bam, there's pit road. But Longich on the pole in that 21 truck. AJ on the outside. Those are teammates. Longich has a excellent hole shot into turn 1 and 2. Raider stuck on that outside lane. Now the inside of Milwaukee kind of proves to sometimes be a single lane track at times, Brian. You can get the high lane a rolling, but it can take some time for the rubber to build up there, just like almost any other track. But it's a technique. It's almost
there you go.
different ways of doing it.
Phil, I was having problems seeing Phil's banner, but it's back now. Phil, you're good if you can hear. Yes, he's good. Oh. A Halloween truck of Mr. Brian Schwartz. Love it. I saw the Michael Myers on the back of that truck and on top. Yes, you the man.
Well, the first opening little stint here, the little stanza of the 3 laps. Nice opening 3 laps here. Everybody getting kind of spread out. Robert Amaro, I'm really impressed with Robert. He holding a strong 15th at the moment. He's kind of just stabilized there behind Schwartz, and Justin Steves just riding there as well. But man, kind of surprised this would be a track that you would see Robert battling. Actually, I'm very surprised. He has come excellently here recently, just long way.
He has did a couple of laps prior to this. So
very impressed with my good friend Robert.
He wanted to get the feel for it. I know earlier we were talking, he didn't know what setup we were using, but he got it figured out when he did that 2-hour little practice session that we had prior to this. So it ended up
he's trying to work that high line, but there's not enough rubber there. He gets up there in that gray, and got a bit too tight. I don't think he let it roll long enough, but not quite fierce competition in the back, but good little scraps and battles going on all throughout the field.
Oh yeah. Remember, well, this is a elimination race, so
that battle for second, my oh my, it is quite a doozy. Moore and AJ DiMarzio are just trading it back and forth. Nick Rader is just there. watching. I wonder if Rongich might burn up his stuff here, or can he have the pace to keep it going further in the run, as the hopefully will stay green.
Like I said, it's just a little bit more banking to it, like Homestead. Homestead's a little bit more flatter. Not too much of a banking, but
Old Homestead, Old Homestead was in a way created because of the Milwaukee Mile and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. They wanted to try to make a blend of the two, and then throughout the years they changed it and added the banking to Homestead.
So as you see here, V8 intensifying.
Indeed it is. P9. Or, no, yeah, you were right, P8. Ernest King under attack by Dion Johnson. And Dion just able to get that truck to rotate and turn on that bottom lane. But Ernest, he had the drive off that top 10 laps into this race, and battles all over the place. Battles for the front of the basically second on back, and all the way back to 8th. You got a little bit of a gap there between Hunsaker and Deutscher. Deutscher's kind of equalizer stalled out there at 7th place at the moment, just riding. He cruising. He lurking. But it is so early on in this race.
Yes, it is. Only 11 laps in.
And Rongich has a 5-second lead.
I don't know, he's kind of pushing a little hard.
Skylar Sigston inside the top 5 in that 57 machine. But he is under attack by AJ, trying to gain some spots back from which he lost. And Hunsaker in the 40 machine, making him under pressure, and just behind him, still in the shot, is that number 1 of Zach Deutscher. He, like I said, he's lurking. But this intense battle going on for, what is this, 6, fourth,
5th, and 6th.
Yes, indeed. We will get it correct here in a moment. Very tight battle as well, as Skylar just about pinched the 40 in the center of 1 and 2. Great racing, hard racing here. Early though, it's early. I cannot emphasize it's early enough. But Robert Amaral now down in 18th position. Oh man, last on the field. Something, he must have maybe got a bit too high, tagged the wall at some point. But definitely fallen off the pace. Unfortunate. Maybe he can get an early caution, get a bit better acquainted, get a break, get a restart. Maybe.
Well, I know pit road's going to be a good one, so that's another thing that they keep a close eye out for.
Yeah, we're going to start to see them coming down, maybe early as lap 28. I would guesstimate, but I think the true estimate is between lap 32 to 37, like I said at the top of the show. So I think some of the short or people who would undercut, maybe Skylar Sigston might try to come in early. Yeah, I don't know. He always either comes in early or he just waits around. He just waits. But you never can tell with Skylar. But I don't know, Brian. It's still a little ways off from seeing pit stops at this moment. Robert Amaro, though, is 8 seconds at least off from being the first driver, one lap down to Zach Rungich, who has opened up that lead. Last time we looked, it was 5 seconds. Now, oh boy, it has opened up to a second and a half more, so make it 6.5 seconds. And 17 laps in, you're wondering here, just curiosity killed the poor kitty cat, if Rungich is truly just gonna eat up all of his stuff. Maybe all these guys are just been riding around. It may look like they've been battling, but maybe truly they just been riding and let Rungich do whatever he wants. That could be, everybody else's plan here. Hey, let him set his own pace. He'll run out of fuel way before we do, because I heard the tire fall off or lap time delta, if you please, about a second and a half, 2 seconds from what they were qualifying to what they will be running around the time they will come down to make their first pit stop. So
those are last lap times we have up there.
Oh man, yep. And the qualifying was a 30.3, I believe, by Rungich. Yeah. It was a second. It was a second and some more than that. So we can truly see the pace. I do like this graphic. I appreciate it. It really gives me a detail of who might actually be. You can see Deutscher is running identical lap times in 6th position to the race leader. And look at Huntsacker and AJ can't spit his name out. Man, that is fantastic. Yes. So also Rader and Moore just running about a 10th faster, and then Rungich picked it up. Wow. So he ran back and ran back to a 56 that lap. But we could go back to the delta time if you want, or the interval. It's up to you. Man, since we just last saw it, it's another second. Man, every time we look away, every time we go and look at something else, Rungich extends his lead. Looks like there's a good battle going on between Duranko and Bridgman, perhaps. Maybe we could go back there. Sigston, Johnson, maybe Duranko might be in the same shot. It's kind of like a Formula One car battle. Like there we go, the 88 and the 04 side by side down the main straightaway. If I'm not mistaken, the Milwaukee Mile used to be a horse track way back before it became a paved event surface. Oh man, they were both able. I would call that a perfect 1 and 2 in my opinion at the Milwaukee Mile that we just saw both 88 and 04 driver do there. That was just fantastic. Couldn't really get a good angle of 3 and 4 there, but couldn't. 3 and 4 isn't the same as 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is slightly different than 3 and 4. Every oval.
A big Les shot pop.
It's a YouTube show. I'll have to get Philip to send it to you after the race. Closing in on 100 laps, 110 to go here. 25 laps into this race. I don't know about you, Brian. Knock on some wood. You know what I'm about to say. Knocking on the wood. I am very surprised. 25 laps into this race, 110 laps to go. We have not seen the first one of those yellow flags, a caution to be expected, I thought, in the opening laps, but everybody seems to have gotten by it smoothly so far. Oh, Hunsaker and Duranko. Maybe some argy-bargy for the 4th and 5th position, as the camera cut away to Nick Rader all by him lonesome. But epic battle going on for 4th between the 40 and the 5. As I was mentioning, oh, what a slider by the 40, and the 5 might come down. Oh, the 40's going to close that door of opportunity that Damasio, my apologies, it's very simple to get the two mixed up. He's able, though, AJ really able to hug that yellow really, really tight. That's exactly what we talked about. That's exactly what you need to do in 1 and 2. As I need a sip of water. But he got really tight. He lost the nose. He just had some oversteer, hit a bump. Maybe that bottom seam in turn 3, he just lost the nose. And you saw it go up the track. Take the sip of water already.
Yeah. Anyway, while he does that, Nick Rader got passed by Brandon Moore. So Brandon Moore now sits in P2. Boy, Rongich is just slapping everybody. He's got up to P15 laps.
Well, yes, 30 laps into this race. Getting close to about the green flag scheduled estimated pit stops here. And yes, like you said, up to 15th place lap. Next one would be Ernest King, about 4 seconds away from Rongich's pace. That Rongich, he blistering. There's no other word for it, Brian. Blistering pace here tonight in that 21 Kodiak car, snuff car, I believe. I believe that was back in the day. Maybe it still is around. I know it was a Hendrick Motorsports sponsor for Ken Schrader in the 25, and it was on the 41. And anyway, Rongich, let's just say he's dominating this race at the moment. Coming to soon, we will be at 100 lap to go mark. So early dominant performance by Rongich, but it is a motor race, so anything can happen as the 5 comes up to lap 77 of Robert Amaro. Unfortunately, didn't get the caution he needed early to set him back on the right pace. And that is Deutscher knocking on the door of 5th place, AJ Damasio, and looking to get that position from him. Now Johnson navigating the traffic of Amaro. Amaro pulls over, lets Dion by. The 04 kind of getting a rundown through the field here. Skylar Sigston here. So pit stop should be occurring in the next couple of laps. Like we said, pit window 32 to 37 laps, give or take, maybe some more. So you never can always trust what the drivers tell you as well. So sometimes you got to take it with a grain of salt, if you know what I mean.
And his Hunsaker made his pit stop.
Oh, look at that.
Randy.
Well, I think if you go long here, you can just basically, it's going to be good. And for some strange reason, Rongich is just able to go long.
Nick Rader was in the pits. You see the 04.
Yes. 04 thought the pit entry was sooner than it was. Duranko, he thought it was the access short or opening just before pit road, I noticed. So Deutscher coming on strong here right as the pit sequence is occurring. That could be beneficial later on in the run of this green flag stretch. Never know how long the opening green flag stretch of a race could be. Sequence, stanza.
Oh, Zach Wrong is now in the pits.
Wow, 36 laps for the race leader. So Brandon Moore will take over the race lead here. Josh Malls, as we saw there in that 13 machine, trying to stay at least on the lead lap for this sequence of green flag pit stops. So whenever it cycles back out, hopefully he will have fresh tires and be able to get lap back from the race leader and caution come out. That could be a good strategy of what the 13 is. He's coming in front of the leader. That will obviously hurt the 38 coming into pit road. That is very tricky on a short track, Brian, or a track with a very awkward pit road entry such as that to really, you almost want to come in by yourself, have more of a gap. Yes, Jaden saying, I love this paint scheme because Rusty Wallace actually drove a truck or a Busch Grand National. It was the number 27, I believe, I'm trying to remember now. But he actually drove at the Milwaukee Mile. Yes, back in the day.
If the way Jaden goes, he should be good to the end with the strategy that he's playing.
Oh, well, I mean, he was...
Because he stayed out an extra 5 laps.
He was in the top 6, wasn't he?
No.
Before this...
He started all the way in the back.
Well, no, I mean, like, where was he when this all started? I can't remember.
11th,
I wasn't
12th.
focused. Ooh. It might help him. I'm very surprised as well. He's staying out extremely longer than I anticipated, as well than a lot of others I suspect. I believe Justin Steves took right sides, maybe no tires, and just some gasoline. Yep, my apologies. I got confused there with the scoring and timing. Maybe Phillip Bridgman had a long pit stop or something occurred. I don't think he's where we should see him.
Yeah.
I think he should be a little bit further up the order.
Or he could have had an issue in the pits.
He could have slid through his box or something.
Mm-hmm. That would happen. Well, pit road is very, very tight here. Like, it's like you're on top of one another. So you really can't see where your box is at. Unlike the other tracks that we go to where it's close, separated a little bit and you got all that room to see. Here, it's like you're on top of each other.
Concrete down the straightaways, up in the corners, except for those patches of asphalt in that bottom lane. And then you come back out, transition onto the asphalt, concrete straightaways, and back into diving onto the patch of asphalt. Brandon Moore going around.
Yeah,
Oh,
Phil,
wow.
Phil probably had a little slip up in the pits. Anthony, as you see here, pit road is very tight at the Milwaukee.
Very tricky. Very.
Milwaukee.
Oh,
sorry.
it's a.
I always say Miller.
Why were you trying to? Oh,
But
no,
it's
the Milwaukee Mile.
Yes.
Milwaukee.
I was trying to tell Anthony of how tight pit road is. Like you're right on top of one another here.
Long Beach. If anybody has ever seen the Long Beach Grand Prix circuit, I could compare, or anybody could. Long Beach pit road entry is very similar to the Milwaukee Mile, except you're going in on the right-hand side at Long Beach. Here, it is the left-hand side.
Well,
and it is just super tricky because it comes up super quick.
Mm-hmm. We haven't had a caution yet.
And I'm so surprised.
Which is...
I think we got more... I hate to say it, and I hate to say stuff like this, but I'm actually glad that we... well, I had no part in it. But I'm glad it got changed back to the Milwaukee Mile, what it was originally supposed to be, because not a lot of people like to show up to road courses, and unfortunately we got somebody just driving away from everyone, but we do have some intense battles back here. I mean, Raider trying to give a fight to his teammate, Brandon Moore, just can't get rid of the, what are they called, Brian? What's the name of their team? Help me out.
RKR?
Yes, he can't get rid of those guys. They are just an ever constant in his life, it seems. And Deutscher has made it inside the top 5. He is stabilized within, he's basically got a second in between Moore and a second in between Hunsaker in the 40. So he is in 5th position comfortably. And that could just be the goal for tonight for Zach. Finishing 5th. There's 18 people. It's the Milwaukee Mile. It's actually, I used to race this track. I know it probably don't mean a hill of beans, but I used to love to race this track all the time on the old NASCAR EA games, and it was so much fun. And that's, and all the racing I've seen from it. That's all. That's all the knowledge I know, but I know it's a fun track, and as you see there, Moore and Raider going side by side for 3rd position. It is an intense fight for that position, as Brandon Moore comes out with 3rd position. AJ is in 2nd. We got a lap truck in between, and then there's another lap truck that is Justin Steves somehow has found himself in the lap down predicament, and he is the first truck except for Philip Bridgman now. He might fall into the clutches of the race leader.
See Zach Deutscher getting by Ernest King there.
Yep, Deutscher coming on strong yet again. He, they kind of had a scrap, Moore and Raider, and that allowed Deutscher to close that gap up. And as you can see, he has closed it up really well. And Zach, he always comes in at the end of the run. He is a long run special type of guy. Just like others, like Jacob Carter, so many others that we could name, that the list is too long.
Oh, yeah.
But Rongich dominating this race, 12-second lead over second place of his teammate A.J. DiMarzio. Brandon Moore in the 38. As you can see right there, that what would you do for a Klondike bar machine in third position. Nick Rader in the 23, trying to hold stead in that fourth position, trying to hold it away from Deutscher in fifth. That's the top five as they run here at Milwaukee. So, Brian, what's the over-under of when would you predict a caution would come out if it was to happen? What lap do you think? What do you think all heck is about to break loose? If this race does not go caution free, what lap do you think it's about to go? Like everything's about to get all jumbled back up. You know, we've got over 50 laps. We know the track, and wow, Anthony, that's not nice. Anyway, so just Brian, you're a racer. You've done a lot of iRacing. Mm-hmm. You got more experience, unfortunately, at it than I do. But just how easy can it be to just spin out on super worn tires? As you can see, the front end of these machines just almost get away from the drivers going into turn 3.
It could snap out of you real quick. Like I said, I've done a few practice laps here. About midway through, these tires don't like it. That just depends on how hard you're pushing. And if you're pushing too hard, you ain't going to have any tires left between the time you pit to 15 laps in. Now, if we were to get a caution, I'd say it'll probably hit with 15 to go, if that. Normally,
hey Brian, I have a request.
Yes.
I wasn't trying to stop you rambling. I was loving it. But can we get a camera angle from like kind of like the outside, like from the top of the, like just a different, just we've had this indoor shot for quite a while. Maybe like from outside the trackish, maybe like just like a TV cam. My suggestion here is, I guess, poorly, but you know, as they're like looking at the trucks coming at them, this might be good. Yes, looks all right. Indeed, I like this. Here we go. So, 60 laps complete, as we forementioned. No caution. Best battle at the moment on track is Deutscher and Rader for fourth place, as we are navigating. Oh, never mind. We got Moore and DiMarzio up there battling for second. So 2 battles right here. Wish we could do a side-by-side, because second and third is battling, and fourth and fifth is battling. It is just too much to cover.
And sixth and seventh.
Oh my goodness, it's all over the place. Brandon Moore applying that pressure to the 5. This is great. It's almost as if Rongich wasn't the leader, and the 5 is, but we're not. Rongich is in another zip code. He is not in Milwaukee right now. He is on his way to probably Road America, Chicagoland. You know, he could be outside of, you know, Goliath right now. We don't know. He is that far away. We haven't even went to check in on him. That is, we are just so comfortable with where he is. We are just looking in at everybody else. But yes, indeed, battles throughout the field. This has been an exciting, no matter where you look, Brian. We have seen some scraps, some good racing, hard-nosed racing here at the Milwaukee Mile for the BNR Truck Series. Playoff, is this elimination, right?
Yes.
It is an elimination race. Randy there having a, where's he at? Oh, he's in 9th place. He is having
a fantastic run.
Indeed, and that's all we're going to talk about Randy right now. Let's go back to the front of the field. Oh, Dion almost got into the back of, who is that?
Ernest
the 24 of, yes, Ernest. Granny braking, going into turn 1, and really psyching out Dion there. He was like, what are we doing, buddy? Randy's going to come right along through. He is in the battle with Dion there. And, Kuala Wada Bing Bang. But let's go back up to the front to that second place battle, Brian, if you don't mind. And look at it. If you don't mind, just look at it. The 5 and the 38. And 65 laps into a race here at the Milwaukee Mile. And can you believe there's no caution? 18 people started this race, and I am speechless. Robert Amaro is in the pit. He is just chilling there at the moment. He has got enough excitement from Milwaukee at the moment, but he hasn't quit. Maybe he just had to step away. Maybe he had to use the restroom, Brian. Good possibility. And until it says he is out, we're just going to keep speculating. But everybody else is out here running, racing, competing. That is amazing. Look at it get so bright and sunny. It went from like gloomy, darky, cloudy, and look at the battle in second place. Brandon Moore almost made it 3 wide going down the back straightaway. They got really out of the groove, I would say, through 3 and 4, coming on to the front straight. And, oh my goodness, Brandon Moore really inside, trying to use the lap car as a truck as a pick, but can't do it. That is the 04 of Duranco. This is the, what is that, the 88? No, it's not.
98.
What battle is that? Who?
Oh, wait. What who?
That is Joe Stripe in the 16 as well. Yep, they are both.
Those two have a battle for 16th and 17th.
Indeed, that is what I was trying to say. So Brandon Moore couldn't get any help with the lappers to get around the 5 of AJ. Deutscher up in 4th place. He got around Raider and we missed it. Hunsaker just stabilized in 6th position there. Dion Johnson stabilized in 7th. And Skyler is next to get lapped. What are we doing, son? Pick up the pace. Come on, let's get the groove going. Let's get away from those people trying to get you down and get you in the... Man, we only... A lot of blistering pace. I don't know what else to say by Rongich. I have a fear that they might do a green flag pit stop, but I would like to do a crank it up maybe after this green flag pit stop, Brian, sequence occurs. English hard tonight and every night. Love it. So, how many cars, whenever, let's just say wrong,
There's only
gets
6
to the
cars
check.
on a lap.
Hold on. Let me finish my question that I'm trying to ask you. So, if Rongich keeps dominating, doesn't get a speeding penalty, nothing happens to Rongich, even on his own accord. He makes a Charles Leclerc mistake. Anyway, he wins this race. But we have seen how many trucks, how many BNR Truck Series competitors he has put a lap down already. How many is going to be left on the lead lap? by the time this is over if Rongich keeps this pace up, if it stays green, if Raider spinning into turn one. Did he save it? I am so lost. He got it back going again at a straight. No caution. I do believe we are still green here. I'm not sure if that was cold tires or was that his out lap, Brian? Do you know?
No, he hasn't pitted yet.
Oh, do you think maybe he could have Oh, maybe some damage to the truck, to the tire barrier there.
You see Rongich now in the pits.
Do you think he was downshifting and went down one too many gears, Brian?
I do believe so. If you downshift,
you got to be careful.
it will kick out from underneath you. Oh.
Especially if you go over the transition the wrong way, like we saw earlier. If you go over the steam the wrong way into that asphalt transition with the concrete, you know, man, that's all she wrote, dear John.
You see Brandon Moore now in the pits.
So we had Anthony here predict Justin Steves was to be the one to wreck. I don't think so. I think he's just riding around. Oh, you can control this camera? That's cool. That is really cool. Brandon Moore gets out of pit road there. I really like this camera. There's a nice little setup right there. You can see them come off of turn 4 and the line they take into turn 1. Anybody out there? We got, we have been green for 76 laps. So anyone out there watching chat on Twitch, do you guys think we'll have a caution? We've been caution free for 76 laps so far, and I'm amazed. Sanchez still, I don't think he's pitted still, right? He's still staying out.
Yeah.
He's doing some really crazy strategy. I don't know what else to call it. And Raider, because of that mishap, is back here with Johnson, and he takes a look on the inside, and oh man, lap traffic 3 wide at the Milwaukee Mile. Look at that, Brian.
They did it.
That was amazing.
This is a battle for 10th.
Well, at the moment, yes, it's 10th, and we have all big checkup there by, who was that? 94 Schwartz, I believe, maybe, back there. Had to check up real big, I believe. He didn't want to plow over the people on the lead lap there. Very respectful of him, it looked like. So after Jaden pits, we will do our little crank it up section here. Let you guys, turn up the TV or earphones, however you are listening, and enjoy the digital sound of the NASCAR Truck Series here. Oh my goodness. Raider is about to be lapped by his teammate, Zachary Rongich.
I don't think Rongich is going to put him a lap down.
Well, that's purely speculation. We have seen the pace that Raider has had all night tonight, and it has not been, most certainly not up to par to Rongich, at least, or we would have seen him. Yep. his fight is not with Rongich. It is now at the moment with Dion.
Sanchez now in the pits. They should have one set left, if I'm aware. Alright, now we can go to our favorite part of the night, our crank it up section. We come back here. You see Jaden getting by Ernest King there.
Yes, Brian, and it became more of a race.
Of nutrition?
Well, that is one word for it. Come on, screen, rotate. Is my mic still okay?
You're perfect.
Cool. Well, yeah, everybody now in this latest green flag cycle of pit stops has gotten really separated now, and we are surprised to see, at least I am at the moment, well, I shouldn't say this at all, but Deutscher up in third place. I shouldn't be surprised, but he is actually running down Brandon Moore. If you look at it in the interval, it kind of looks like he was running him down at one point. Rongich, man, just able to set a blistering pace here tonight. No one else able to match, and no caution. We had the sun come out earlier, and then big giant cloud came and covered the sun back up, and now the track kind of mainly shady. Now we got some more sun action going on. iRacing doesn't want to make up its mind, Brian. It's like it looks like a twister's about to come down the back straightaway, but going into turn one, or like going kind of down the front straightaway, it's like, oh, look at the day, you know. iRacing's like, you want a tornado?
Up to 6th place lap.
Well, do you think by the end of the race he'll have up to 4th place lap? I don't know if he'll get to Deutscher, because I think as they run, I think the top 3 is settled how it's going to be. The rest, I think Sanchez has some really sneaky strategy, like you said. I think it's going to help him maybe get a top 10 if he does what I think he's going to do, what you think he may do as well. We all think, and then, like I said earlier, Robert Amaro out, first competitor out of the race. Unfortunately, he was having a real good run at it early in the race, qualified pretty well out of the qualifiers, I would have to say. Like, he had I would say, a good, valuable time there that he set. But just unfortunate for Robert. Just things didn't go the way. He was just, he's always out here having a good time anyway. I'm sure he had a good enjoyment while he could, but nevertheless, yes, Duranko is the next one. Randy, I believe, was just lapped a few moments ago. Duranko is next in the 04 machine. Where is the 04 machine? There
right
is the
one. And then there's Josh Smalls behind him. And then behind Josh Smalls is Rongich.
So,
well, you see Duranko getting a little loose there.
I'm so confused here. Either I done math poorly tonight, or I don't ever need to be a creature for nobody. So, are we going to have to make another pit stop and basically... I was going to say come in for like a splash or something, because at this moment in time, the way I see it or look at it, like I just want to like start, well, you can't really, I can't say what I want to do, but man. This is awful tricky of a race, I tell you what. As Rongich tries to find a way around the 04 down the main straightaway. Brandon Moore got a second lead over Deutscher. Deutscher, we should maybe take a peek back there, Brian, at Brandon Moore. See truly how far the gap is, about a 1.5 second gap to Deutscher. And this is the gap here. Right in front, my apologies, he is in the white and silver truck, not the truck directly in front.
You can hear him downshifting.
Yes, a lot of competitors here downshifting here tonight, and that'll really help the engine brake, if you think about it. High RPMs, maybe lower RPMs to get the truck to turn, rotate down into the center of the corner. And Brandon Moore has been caught by Deutscher in a way. They do have a lap competitor in between them, but seems to be holding station there. But never can
Randy's
tell
on
here.
there.
I think he's just backing up his corners better. So
See
that
Randy in the pits. Randy should be good to the end.
well, yes, anybody now that pits after lap 100, we do suspect to be good to the end indeed. All the strategies that may be unfolding when we get to the final pit stop per se for everyone. Just have to wait and see what happens. Bridgman inside the top 10 currently, having a decent go at it tonight. Like I said, this is just amazing blistering pace from Rocket. Can't wait to hear the emotion that Zach is going to have here. If he does,
It'll probably be the
actually
same
pull-
thing. Well, you know.
Yes, can't wait to get the emotionless Rogic off my back. Anyway, so when do you think everybody's going to start coming into pit? Like lap?
There's Duranko.
Oh,
He's in.
okay. Never mind. I'm just going to stop. I'm just going to stop talking. Let everybody absorb what's happening. And Joe Strite gets up in the wall in turn 4, but he is able to turn it back down and able to corral it, I guess you could say, as we have another fantastic view here. I like this view. Really gives you a good angle, just how the track is here, the Milwaukee Mile. And that is...
Somebody's coming in the pits. Oh, Johnson. I wonder if he got caught speeding there. He had to lock it up pretty quick.
I don't think he did because, you know, where the commitment line on iRacing is, Brian, you know, it might be a little bit deeper. We can't, this camera angle, unfortunately, we can't see the commitment line here at Milwaukee, but nevertheless, I do like this camera.
Oh yeah, I can have a lot of fun with it. I can zoom in.
Is it almost like a free, is it like a, oh, so like go over to the commitment line, like basically coming out of turn 4 or like right before the stripe. Yes.
It's like a drone cam. Like I can take it and go over.
Yes. Yes. I love it. Okay, now turn it to the right. You have gone too far. You have gone too far from where I requested.
There's
You
the
can't
cone
really-
right there. There's the cone.
Well,
It's not that line. The cone's right there, right by the safer barrier there.
I wouldn't call that a safer barrier. I'd call that a concrete wall. That you're talking about the lime cone on the inside of the pit wall?
Yes. That's where the commitment
Okay,
line
so
is.
that-
It's not there.
That is the commitment cone for iRacing, is what you're saying. Gotcha.
Mhm.
I don't think Dion got a penalty. If it did, it would have really hurt him. Bruh,
What happened?
he just switched to the pit road exit cam. Is it like after a certain period of time, if you don't touch
No.
it, it just...
If I
Good.
press my keys here, it'll go
Uh-huh.
back. It'll go back to
I
wherever.
I like this camera view right here too. Almost
Yeah.
on top of the I can't think of the word. It's right there, but I can't think of it.
So Zachary Rongitz, Zach Deuscher,
Wow!
Skylar Sixton in the pits, ladies and gentlemen.
I would suspect him to take like some type
There's
of
Zach
right
Deuscher.
sides. Just, oh yeah, he
Yeah.
comes in.
Boy, Rongitz is still out there. I mean, when he had the whole field lapped, I mean, now Roglic comes in.
Truly wonder what the strategy may unfold for some people, because you never know. Some might really truly gamble and just maybe take no tires or just take right sides, or you never know what might unfold. You never know what someone has in the back of their mind to do.
Yes, indeed, Will. So next time by will be 25 to go. So Roglic will still have the lead when he comes out.
Yeah, the lead has only changed a couple of times during the green flag cycle of pit stops here. And it's mainly went to more, I think it went to Raider once. I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember now. I think AJ had the lead at one point, right? No,
Sanchez.
it's mainly... That's right, it was Jaden, yes. Because I was praising his Rusty Wallace beans.
Well, it's a good run by Sanchez, but I do believe he has to pit, though. I am not sure.
He is doing some type of caution rain dance right now, or something like, somebody please crash in the racing line, or like there's 7 guys on the lead lap. Some of them might come back down pit road. They might have a set of tires left. You don't know, Brian. But that is exactly what Jaden is hoping for, is a caution. He has put himself in this spot exactly for that purpose. He probably has a good short run truck, and he wants to show it. But unfortunately, caution free in Milwaukee, man. I did not see 135 laps being. This is gonna be. I know it's still got a while to go. 23 laps here at about between 30 and a half to 32-second lap times, give or take. It can
Scholar
take a
about
minute.
Spunner.
Oh yes, he did. He drifted it into turn 1. As you got to check up for others, and the sun is back out again. Brian, look at that. Roglic going through the field as if he is a Daytona prototype going through the GT3 class. Oh my goodness, it is just miraculous, the pace he has here at the Milwaukee Mile. He is just excellent at rhythm-based tracks. I don't know any other way to say it. As look at him wrap the high line, Brian. He wrapping that high line. Look at him go. Wow. He can put that truck anywhere he wants. He is the only person out here, it looks like, not having a problem getting his truck to turn or do whatever it wants. Everybody else, man, they're tight. They're having some looseness. Something's going on. Roglic, he's fine. Closest battle back out onto the track. I mean, these lap down competitors, they're having fierce battles themselves. The 04 and the 48.
And the 57. I know 16. Never mind, 16's 2 laps down.
Oh man, Sixton shut himself in the foot somehow.
16 had a good points coming into here, so I do believe he should be okay.
Let's look back at the second place battle with Moore and Zach Deuscher. Looks like we're going to get Zach first and third here. But this is how close it is. Look at that. 19 laps to go. Best battle on the track, and it is for second position here. And Zach Deuscher has caught the back. Finally, he didn't qualify for this race. He started 16th, 15th, 17th, somewhere in that proximity. And he slowly, methodically, made his way up through the field. And look at him go, looking for the inside of the 38. Just imagine this being for first place because of how dominant Ronic is. Try to do a wacky slide job as Brandon was looking for a crossover. Yes, Sanchez finally coming into the pits. No caution came out to save his parade. So we will rain on that parade now as 17 laps to go and fierce battles all around. Doesn't matter if you're a lap down. Philip Bridgman in the top 10 now thanks to Sanchez pitting. So I would suspect Bridgman may get ninth, maybe might get up to Battle Johnson, perhaps. Maybe they might be stretching it here. But man, Deutscher up in second place. Zach and Zach. If a caution comes out, oh my lordy, what could happen? But we only got, that would make 5 people, get them back on the lead lap. But oh my good, it's making my head explode, Brian. But
I'm
Brandon
impressed with this
Moore,
group. I am.
no words as far as trying to talk about. I can't believe it's no cautions. But Brandon Moore, the pace, I don't understand. It seems like he was going to finish second, but now it looks like it's a third place for the 38 machine. He has definitely fallen off the pace that he had set for himself in that second place. Zach Deutscher caught up to him, and Deutscher really didn't take too much time in passing him once he did finally catch him through the cycle of green flag pit stops, I might add, and got up to second place from about 17th. So 16th, 17th. I mean, it took him a while. Oh, we got, what was that? That was really close. I'm not sure. Hopefully nothing occurred. We don't need an airlift. Looks like everybody is going straight. No car is sideways on the back stretch. So I thought oh! Dion having some contact there with, who was that? Was that Ernest or was
Probably.
Man, it was Ernest. So, man, they are racing, but they are completely on different laps, Brian.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought he was a different person? I don't know.
Well, when you're 3 laps down versus someone who's a lap down, I mean, really, there ain't nothing to battle for. That is for sure. I understand.
Yeah, but that's one way to look at it, I suppose.
I mean, if that was happening, I don't know. But if I'm Dion, I'll remember what had happened and now race a little bit harder to get back up there. So
Dion didn't really lose too much. He's still in 8th position, though.
yeah, but now he put a little bit more extra wear and tear on those tires.
Indeed, that was a massive slide shunt. He still had to recover that momentum back up, and Hunsaker is catching him as well. So I do have to agree with you. Yes, it could have been all different. But coming to 10 laps to go, Brian. 10 laps to go in the BNR Truck Series race here at Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Mile. Excellent racing. I always loved watching racing from the Milwaukee Mile. It doesn't matter. Didn't care what it was. I wish IndyCar would come back here. They go to Gateway. Come to the Milwaukee Mile, please. Please, well, Roger, if you ever hear me, please come back to Milwaukee. NASCAR's doing it. Why don't you do what?
Next week the trucks go to North Wilkesboro.
Oh. Well then. So
to start round 3.
That is going to be something to watch for sure. Hopefully everybody tunes in for that. North Wilkesboro will bring out the best in everybody.
We have a total of 12 viewers. We love to see it. We need to get a little bit more. But
yes, like, love, whatever you need to do to follow us, subscribe, click the bells if you can. Anything, Ronic got a bit tail happy there, but he's still able to keep it under. only 3 trucks on the lead lap. I kind of thought when asking you that question, I thought, for sure we would see the top 3 that we had, which was this top 3, the only ones on the lead lap. I had a feeling. I was hooked on a feeling. Can't stop believing.
So Jaden's going to try to get his lap back the hard way, so he would be only 1 lap down.
Well, yeah, man, he's got that Rusty Wallace paint scheme. He's got to do it the hard way. No other way but the Rusty way.
Even if that includes a bump and run to get it. Hey,
I mean,
it is what it is, but, You see Dion now looking to catch up to Raider for that 7th place. Every point counts. That is for sure.
Indeed. You want those points. Doesn't matter how you got them. You got them. Just being consistent. Top 10s help. Top 5s. Top 3s. Wins are very much better. 6 laps to go. Can Raider hold off the hard-charging Dion Johnson for what that would be 7th place?
Yes, Will, that would be.
Glacier has a comfortable 2-second lead over Brandon Moore, 2.5-second lead over Brandon Moore. So nothing really to fret or worry about there. This is the closest battle that we can know of or see on track that resolves with the same lap of the competitors. Dion Johnson in the 78 and Nick Raider. Dion almost tagged the wall there, almost pulled a Herbie. And you can see Nick almost sliding it. And oh man, Dion gained a whole lot coming into turn 3. He is there, Brian. He is there. Randy kind of holding up the back of the 23. He is there at the back bumper. 4 to go for these gentlemen here. Oh, Dion letting it all hang out. He is up there. That high lane, there's been guys driving in it. There is rubber laid down in that high groove that is concrete in the corners. You only got asphalt in the bottom lane. All that rubber's been laid down. Look at that black stuff above that asphalt. That is rubber that these truckers have been laying down. The track has been going through changes. And now
this is the battle for 6th.
I know, but it looks like it's the battle for the win. But it's just amazing. Longich is just in another county. He is in another state. But this is amazing. As Dion is trying, man, him and Nick Raider, they are brawling at the same time. Randy and Joe, they're having their own thing. Oh, they are side by side down the front straightaway, coming. They are getting their 2 to go here. Oh, Dion, got a nose underneath him, but Raider arcing the corner, diming it down like he did, coming off of the back straightaway. Rongich is somewhere getting the checkered flag over in Hazard County, I believe. But right now, the battle for 7th is a brewing. This is actually the battle for 6th. Battle for 6 right here. Oh, my goodness. Nick Raider and Dion Johnson, this is their final lap. They are on their... Oh, man. Oh, yep, they are still there. Dion has gotten by the 23. Oh, man. That is insane. Oh, Dion. Oh, man. Nick must have slipped up. Maybe Dion gave him the old chrome horn. We're going to have to look back and see. But Dion's going to get 6th place. A hard-fought 6th place out of that. Wow. No caution free here in the BNR Truck Series at the Milwaukee Mile. I could never be prouder of calling a race of what this was. It was utter dominance by Zach Longich. But look at this. Dion just sends it. He sends it down there. And, man, Nick gave him some contact. He tried to do a crossover, but Dion was having none of it. He hugged that yellow. He made sure that Nick did not have a window of opportunity, and he hugged the yellow down here again. But Nick drove it all the way down, and he missed the apex of the corner, giving the corner to Dion. He had acceleration off, and he gets sixth position. As Rongich does his victory celebration on the start finish line, winning here tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. I wonder, if you go back and you have a drinking game, I wonder how many times I have said the Milwaukee Mile, Brian. Anyway, let's get the top three in here as always. Brian, that's your job. Anyway, Zach Rongich, utter dominant performance. Zach Deutscher, it is the Zach and Zach show. First and second. Brandon Moore just plateaued, unfortunately.
We've only had two winners in the round two, which was Zach
Oh,
and Jacob. So points are
well,
going to be a
Jacob
little
was.
rough, and yeah, when I figure them all out. So anyway,
Anywho,
Zach's in here.
which one? I need
Wrongich.
clarification. Oh my goodness, the race winner. How you led? Let's just. I don't know how many laps. It's probably somewhere, but it's over 100, I would assume, because you got to take into consideration the lead swapping in between the pit cycles. But anyway, but it looked like it was a slobber knocker for everybody else. But you weren't even here. You were gone somewhere else. You were driving Miss Daisy. Just tell us how you were able to pull out to it says 22-second margin of victory over Zach Deutscher here tonight. Just Zach Rongich. Just tell us how you did it. How was it a dominant performance here at the Milwaukee Mile for you?
Well, I mean, I don't know what they were doing, but my key was I was downshifting every corner. I mean, I sacrificed a little bit of gas, but honestly, I was still in the same schedule. I would just go a couple laps before these guys. I mean, I think I was only a lap before Brandon, so I was just downshifting and taking it easy, driving straight up off the corner. I mean, it would save. It would be like 2/10 a lap faster if I was downshifting off an exit. I just had to be careful on throttle, but that's all I was doing. Just once I got after the first one, once I got like 8 seconds, I was kind of just okay. Now we're just gonna chill and keep doing what I'm doing, but yeah, that's about all I was doing.
How were you ever like me, Zach? You're a couple of years younger than me, I do believe, but I do believe you probably still might have played the um, EA NASCAR games where you could have raced at the Milwaukee Mile.
Yep.
Did you ever race the Milwaukee Mile in those games?
Yeah, back
Like,
in NASCAR '09.
yeah, okay, so like it was fantastic. I loved experiencing that stuff. And how elated does it feel to win here in the BNR Truck Series at the Milwaukee Mile, Zach?
It feels great. It feels great. I didn't think it would be that kind of a performance, but it just
Excellent, like just barn burning.
yeah.
You lit some grass on fire, that is for sure.
Yeah, I think it was just the downshifting part there. I mean, because I was curious because I knew Brandon wasn't in practice, and I was curious of how it would affect fuel. So that first run, I was like, well, I'm just gonna shift every lap, and I'm gonna see what it does. And it really wasn't much of a difference. And there's a few laps you're not the best at mental math going, racing a car, so I would back off and like I was just kind of keeping the lead where it was, and then once I knew I was making it, I just went. But yeah, I mean, it's always great to win. This one really didn't do too much for me playoff wise, but just good to get out here, keep up the confidence, and get a good finish.
Now, next week, North Wilkesboro. How do you feel about that nice, awesome short track there?
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, you go uphill one way and downhill the other, so
Hmm.
it makes the corners different. But I like it. I like short track racing. This is a short track. I mean, that one's a little bit has more banking. It's a little faster, but uh, yeah, I'm excited. I like that track, and hopefully we'll get another good run to start the next round.
Now, tonight was caution free for 135 miles. How how do you feel about that, Zach?
I didn't think it was going to be that way. I mean, especially
I was
that's. Go ahead.
I I was just gonna say I was expecting at least 4 cautions.
Right, right. I mean, this is kind of like a New Hampshire, and we were at New Hampshire in the trucks. It was just crazy, nothing but wrecks. But for some reason, everybody kept their P's and Q's today, and there's a couple close calls I had with some lap cars. They just wouldn't go up to the wall coming off the corner, and I'd give them all the room, and then the next thing you look at them, and they're right there. It's like, oh crap! But other than that, I mean, everybody raced pretty good. I'm shocked, but hey, we did it. It was a good race, and yeah.
Well, congratulations to you, Mr. Rongich. Got anything you'd like to add about the race, or maybe anything else at all, or give some shout outs or anything, Rongich?
Just shout out you guys and shout out RKR and everybody else. Everybody ran a good race. Um, that's about it.
Well, congratulations once again, and hopefully we'll see you later on this week in the Xfinity Series.
Yep, thanks.
And let's put up the official race results instead of, unfortunately, his. I got to get on to him again. But let's just Mr. Deutscher, you got a copy? Not yet. Not yet.
You're good.
Mr. Deutscher, you got a copy, Zach?
Copy 1-2.
10-4, 78, going out, Omaha. Anyway, so 135 laps here at Milwaukee, caution free. I just got through asking Zach number 2, how do you, well, I don't know who would be. Anyway, that's weird. I'll figure it out later. So I thought I told him I thought, man, I was speculating at least maybe 4 cautions. What was your take on a caution-free 135 laps at Milwaukee?
A little surprised, but at the same time, we're a pretty talented field. I figured once we get situated and get spread out, it would kind of be caution-free, but it was very fun, and I enjoyed every lap of it.
Pretty good, tight-knit field, except for old Rongich there, just going into a whole other state. But everybody else, man, you started like 17, 16, methodically, slowly worked your way up. You didn't qualify, I don't believe. And you got yourself up into 6th, and then you just waited, and then you attacked for 5th place. And once you were in 5th place, it was like, all right, I'm just waiting again. It was almost like, do you watch wrestling, Zach?
A little bit, not too much.
Do you know Randy Orton?
I heard a name for.
Okay, you know, like RKO out of nowhere? Like, that's kind
Yes,
of
sir.
what you remind me of at times. Or maybe like an Iceman, like you're just kind of like there towards the end sometimes. Whenever you're not having like a good, I guess if you want to say like a you're up there performance, you're up there at the end of the race, I feel like. Anyway, how did the truck handle? It looked like there was a couple of battles there that, you know, you could almost put the truck anywhere, but the rubber, I know it's a concrete surface with asphalt in the bottom lane in the corners, but the rubber finally got laid down towards the end of the race. We saw some really great racing, unfortunately, at the end because of how long it took for the rubber to be laid down, Zach. But just what did you think about the close battling?
Fun, very fun. Yeah, Great track. I cannot wait to come back. I love this track.
Well, I think it'll be on the season. Sorry, I was taking a sip. Excuse me. Maybe Brian could host an all-star race, or maybe league versus league race here. Hopefully one day. I think Milwaukee really suits a possible league versus league or an all-star race, perhaps. In my opinion.
It's a historic
Anyway,
track. I agree.
anyway, next week, if you're able, North Wilkesboro. The trucks take on North Wilkesboro. The BNR Truck Series will take on North Wilkesboro. We had a pretty decent crowd tonight for the Milwaukee Mile. We had 18 grid and start. Unfortunately, just, we had some. Anyway, I believe we only have one unfortunate. But anyway, Zach, next week.
Hopefully we'll be there. Depends on what's going on this weekend because I am in the process of moving this weekend. So it depends
Mhm.
how fast I get my internet set up then. But I hopefully will be there.
Hopefully, see you there, and hopefully, congratulations on the run tonight. By the way, second place, you pulled it off. You pulled it out of the hat. Brandon, I believe, just somehow lost it on that final run, and you just steamrolled right by him. Congratulations there, and hopefully we will see you Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Good job, bud.
Well, actually, no, I will not be here Thursday anymore because my other esports series starts up. But I'll be here every other day for race series,
Well,
just not Thursday.
maybe Saturday then, Zach.
For sure, Saturdays.
Friday for the SRU.
No, he's there Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever. Anyway, catch you guys later.
Yep. See you, boys.
Any shout outs you want to give?
Oh,
Shout
yes,
to
I forgot about
Zach, great dominant run. If I wish I would have qualified, I think I would have been up there with him. And also Brandon, fun racing with you there. Cannot wait for next week.
Right on, buddy. Good job.
Talk to you boys later.
Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Brandon, here you are again.
I know it. I told you. This streak
You
is-
know, our Brian, I feel like our race broadcast or our streams kind of eventually turn into a podcast because this guy
He's
shows
always
up.
there. It's either him or Zach.
He is yeah, it's either now that Deuscher's back, you got a good point. Deuscher shows up his face. And then old buddy Brandon, I've tried to get a hold of you about your cars. Never mind. But I have tried to anyway, you just you're a sneaky little guy there. But anyway, Mr. Moore, just how was Rongich, your arch rival, able to just plow ahead to a whole other state? And like, why were you not able to keep pace with him with that 21 tonight, Brandon?
Well, for one, I got stuck to battling back there with a couple guys, and he kind of drove away. And then by that point, I'm like, well, he's already out to this far, so I'm just gonna try some things, And I took 2 tires on that one stop, and then it was loose as the devil. And then I put 4 back on it, but I don't know. It was an odd race, but no, Zach drove a good race. He was obviously doing something a little different to maintain, pace throughout the run that I wasn't doing.
How did you enjoy racing here at Milwaukee?
It was fun. It was tight, if you took 4 and went through the run, it was tight. But it was fun. I like the shorter tracks.
Would you recommend coming back here again?
That they'll actually have a setup for.
Yeah, if we've actually got a setup for it, we'll see how it drives then. Because once we got an actual setup on it, it'll probably drive a lot better.
Well, that's some good information to know then. My apologies about all the
It
other
just needs to
input.
turn more. I'm always complaining about it needs more turn.
Well, yep. Do you like the flat tracks, Brandon?
I like me some flat tracks. I like, you throw me on New Hampshire, I'm cool with some New Hampshire. That's a fun little place. But yeah, I like the flat short tracks. They're fun. They're challenging.
North Wilkesboro's next week.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Now we're challenged.
Do you think you could get the pole at North Wilkesboro, Brandon?
I've never drove a truck on North Wilkesboro in my recent memory.
Do you
So
have North Wilkesboro?
I do. I do.
Well, you better get to practicing because come on, man, I want you to get the pole. I believe in you. Don't let don't let wrong it like you've been fighting to get this truck championship. Like I believe I almost want to say that you would be my pick to take it. So I almost want to pick you for it because of just how darn consistent you are. And you
I like
barely
to
make
be consistent.
mistakes. You are a very precise person, Brandon.
I try to be, and that's how we are where we are. But yeah, I appreciate your confidence in my abilities.
Well, you
But
just seem to always be there, Mr. David Pearson. But just I think. What did you think of the 135 laps caution free tonight? I couldn't get over it.
I couldn't either. Everybody did a fantastic job. All the drivers did, really, really good racing around each other, giving room, racing hard, and, kept it green. I didn't think it was going to be a green, kind of race, but, that's what we ended up with.
Um, Let me think. Anything else I could, Brian? Anything else you got on your mind that you aren't going to say that I've already said?
Nope, not really. Besides me having a busy night putting these points together to figure out who goes to round 3.
Well, you have fun with all that,
Yeah.
Mister Man of Many Hats.
Man.
Brian, Huntley there does lots of things. Um,
He's the man.
Brandon, congratulations on that third place final podium finishing position here in the BNR Truck Series at the Milwaukee 135. Tell us just any more thoughts you may have about the racing or any shout outs or whatever you would like to give.
Just my usual, rundown here. Just want to thank all the drivers for putting on a good race. Everybody did a superb job. Want to thank yourself and Brian for always providing entertainment for the fans and always broadcasting a good experience for them. And we'll just take the momentum on into the next round, and hopefully we'll end up in that final round, and then maybe we can make your dream come true. But maybe I can do it. We'll see. Las Vegas is a pretty good track. I'll be happy with that being the final race.
Anything can happen there. It could turn into a Yep, anything can happen at Vegas. It could turn into basically a mini drafting event, or it could turn into a slobber knocker wreckfest figure eight event. Well, Brandon, congratulations, like we said. Thanks for talking to us.
Oh yeah, pleasure as always. Y'all have a great night, and we'll look forward to the next podcast next week.
Yes, sir. Buddy, have a good one.
All right, we'll see you.
Well, that will do it for tonight's event here at the BNR Truck Series, the Milwaukee 135. From myself, from Will. Oh, he's back. Well, go ahead if you want to do the closing.
Discord crashed.
Yeah,
Loved it.
I was just about getting ready to do the closing, but go ahead.
Yes. As I was about to say, Brian Huntley Jr., and myself, William Roberts. We'd like to thank everybody that comes out and watches us, listens to us, however you enjoy the BNR Racing Network that brings to you the many races that we do. Excellent race tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. I would have to say, excellent, lots of excitement, and pretty interesting. Three cars, trucks on the lead lap. Kind of sounds like something that you would get out of the late '60s. But anyway, congratulations to everybody in the race, and hopefully everybody has a good night and a safe day, and hopefully we will catch everybody